Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a little bit of a break. As many of you might know or not know, I was doing coverage for Fanfinity at the recent regional championship here in Europe, and that sort of occupied myself for the last days. Now I'm back, took a little bit of a break because I can tell you doing coverage is exhausting as well. Playing Magic the Gathering, playing like these long tournaments with no buys, 8 rounds, day one, day two, and so on is pretty exhausting. But sitting in the booth and talking for like hours on end is also something else. So I took a little bit of a break, and now I'm back with some standard foundations just released. So I'm going to try some of these new cards. And yeah, the coverage was really fun. I really enjoyed it, and you might see me doing it more in the future. We'll see if they want me back. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching, or if you have any feedback on the coverage, or just feel free to comment. It's sort of like a new chapter in my Magic career, whatever you want to call it. And it was somewhat, yes, I was like, hey, let's try it, see how it is. And it did work out well, I think, and yeah, I had a good time. In any case, we are going to try more focused. So Dimir midrange, like one of my favorite decks in standard, the deck I played at the World Championship. And today we're playing Dimir midrange, but it is a bit of a different take. We're utilizing some of the new cards. Spectral Sailor in the 1-drop slot, very nice flash, a little 1/1. And Faebloom Trick, which is a card that not many people are talking about, I feel like, but it does seem pretty pushed. An instant that makes 2/1 fairies, and you can tap an opposing creature as well. So it's a little bit of interaction and good tempo play. And of course, very, very nice with Enduring Curiosity, is at least, on paper, making 2/1s that can then draw cards with Curiosity seems pretty amazing. Works well with the Flash plan. And then you also have some small flyers that help you trigger the 0 from Kaito. Or, I mean, you can also ninjutsu the Kaito in via bouncing one of these 1/1 tokens. And I don't think this Kaito is that great, but when I was building the deck, I was like, well, it's already a little bit of an experimental deck, so let's just throw it in there and see how good it is. Maybe I underestimate the power of the card. I mean, if you go 1-drop, 2-drop, and then Kaito, you can attack and get it up to 5 loyalty immediately with that static ability on Kaito. Maybe then make a ninja. Just, I don't know, have an extra annoying threat. The +1, just drawing cards maybe can do some things. And last but not least, the other thing that is not in a normal Dimir midrange list is the Floodpits Drowner, which is exceptionally good with Kaito Bane of Nightmares. You can play it, clear the way, get in there, bounce it with the Kaito and ninjutsu, turn 3, and then later on have the Floodpits again to tempo the opponent a little bit. What you can also do on turn 5, you can attack with the Floodpits if it's unblocked, tap it for 2 to shuffle the creature that you stunned, and then with that ability on the stack, by holding control, you can ninjutsu the Kaito, bounce the Floodpits back to your hand, and the opposing creature will get shuffled into the deck, but you still have the Floodpits, so that's a really nice value play that you can also make. Spell Stutter, replacing Phantom Interference, coming down to the fact that now we have Faebloom Trick here as more fairy providers. I feel like that just makes sense. Really nice synergistic piece here to make Spell Stutter a pretty decent counter spell down the line. And yeah, and some black removal spells. A little bit lower on the black removal spells than I would be in a Dimir midrange list, but we do have Floodpits Drowner and I guess Faebloom Tricks to interact a little bit with the opposing creatures. And hopefully that is enough interaction. But if it isn't, there's 2 more cutdowns and 3 anoints in the sideboard. So a lot of 2-mana removals if we want them to Sheoldred. I mean, the sideboard that I have here is very close to what I was playing with Dimir midrange. And yeah, 2 copies of Mirrex instead of Fountain Port. We do have more 1-drops we want to cast that have color requirements. Also a double blue card here on turn 3. Mirrex can help a little bit with that. And yeah, I feel like Fountain Port is better in like a mid-rangey shell, but this deck is maybe not as mid-rangey and more of a tempo deck, and the extra toxic, honestly, Maybe, you know what? Maybe what I'm going to do is actually, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to try this card, Drannith Ruins. I'm going to try it over maybe... All right, let's go all in. Let's craft the second one. Who cares? Let's try this card. This is a little bit of an experimental video. Drannith Ruins we can use to pump our small flyers, pump Floodpits, pump Faebloom Trick. This was a card that we saw being played in Dimir midrange by Kenta Harana and some of the other Japanese players to some success. And yeah, this seems like a pretty alright home for it. So let's put it in there. And yeah, I think, you know, there isn't really much else to say. Feel free to put any comments into, feel free to comment on what I should try, what are new cool decks that are certain that could be good. You know me, you know, I'm probably not going to try like the Elves tribal deck that, you know, just, oh yeah, it's a sweet new deck. We can play Foundations, but it's clearly not powerful enough. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm more like the type of guy who tries really promising stuff, but hey, feel free to throw me any suggestions in the comments. All right, with that being said, I think we're ready for some games of Magic the Gathering. Let's hop in. Okay, well, a little bit short on mana. Okay. I mean, I'm on the draw, I could keep this, but it doesn't really have any like big payoff play. So I don't love it. I think I'm just gonna mulligan, hoping for like a 1-drop, 3 lands or something, and then maybe a Curiosity or Kaito. Like 3 lands, Kaito, 1-drop would have been pretty excellent, for example. I guess we're just doing this, yeah, and then maybe this. Yeah. Faebloom Trick. I mean, if my opponent doesn't have the greatest draw, this could get us out of the situation. Stalwart, so was just trashing the Elves deck in the introduction a little bit, and now I'm running into it right away. I forgot about that card, huh? I did forget about that one. Being legal and standard. Yes, we do have a lot of elf lords. We have like Elvish Archdruid, this guy. Maybe it's enough. What's like good card advantage? We don't have like... we have like Genesis Wave, I guess we could ramp out into with Elvish Archdruid. I mean, if you don't have sweepers, oh, this guy too. If you don't have sweepers, oh really? That's how it works? Oh wow. Okay, I thought it would be a trigger. Well, that's really nice then against Faerie. You can sort of like choose if you want to pay the green or not. Damn. Like, I could have played Faerie with this trigger on the stack, but then they just don't pay. So I thought I would just get the card here, but... Well, I definitely made a mistake there. I should have... Well, now I guess I'm just blocking the Visionary. I should have... I cast it before that happens, I guess. Yeah, there's not much reason not to tap the speaker here in the upkeep, I think. Alright, I mean, this is cool to see, though. So you guys get to see how Elves is in action. I don't have to play the deck myself. But yeah, this matchup is probably really rough for me, honestly, because I cut, like, most of the removal spells. Oh, they're playing to win it. I mean, this card is great here, of course. But it's, like, pretty bad against Go for the Throat. Oh, man. Brutal. Alright. Classic. Make fun of that. Make fun of the elves, then get destroyed by them. Wait a minute, I'll put the camera a little bit more like this. Okay. Yeah. Alright, hopefully we can trade here at least. But yeah, this matchup, like, Swarm decks are not are good matchups. Like, have a good matchup against, like, the Dimir style deck, I would think. Like, yeah. Because I don't have any sweeper in the sideboard. Which might be an oversight, but sweepers really don't work well with the plan I have going here. Like, I can't just put -2/-2 into my sideboard. Even Gix's command seems pretty bad. It's just anti-synergies with my own deck way too much. So you can't really play those. So you kind of have to hope to dodge the tribal decks, I guess. That's sort of the strategy that you have to go with. It's sort of what we did for the World Championship. We knew that we had a bad Convoke matchup with Dimir midrange. We were like, it's probably not going to be a deck, or like only very little people are going to play it. Or very, very few, which turned out to be the case. And the standard format besides Convoke didn't really have a good Swarm deck. So it turned out well the way we did it. But yeah, I guess in the future, I mean, now you have like Goblins tribal, maybe cat tribal, I guess could be a thing. There's a lot of cats, and then of course Elves tribal here, and you do have Cavernous Souls as well, which is pretty decent. Oh yeah, like for example, Cut Down seems very good against these decks. But yeah, I mean, just Cut Down won't get. They will just sacrifice their guy into my thing. Okay. I was going to draw a card there, but it seems better to just kill off their guy. Maybe I have too few removal. I mean, this matchup just seems heinous. Like, my list is... I have like six spot removal in the main deck, so the main deck configuration that I have is really bad. And then post-board, they might be able to swarm me. What token makers do they have, actually? Let me think about it. Do they just have Drannith Elite? If it's just Drannith Elite, it's actually not that impressive. So if I tap the 4/4 here, which they have a clean attack with, they can attack for 6. So I guess I'll just let him attack. Yeah. What do I do now? Just take it. I kind of need to find a go for the throat. I think I'm taking it and draw a card here. It's kind of funny. At this point, Cut Down isn't even an out anymore. Island is definitely not good. Swamp's not good either. All right, let's just go to the next game. This is just... All right. So Spell Stutter against all these caverns, probably not where I want to be. Spectral Sailor seems medium. Mastermind seems medium, but okay against specifically the Leaf Ground. Nissa, they play Nissa, it's interesting. I'm wondering about Tidebinder. I wonder if this is Tidebinder. Like, can you Tidebinder this ability when it goes on a stack? Probably can, huh? And then this is shut off. It's not too bad. Shuts off Nissa as well. I assume Nissa is there for the -7. Sort of like that's your card advantage, your over-the-top card, your overrun. It's kind of funny. Maybe overrun is playable over there. Kind of like the idea of Sheoldred, honestly. Just a stabilizing, powerful play. Maybe I cut a Kaito as well. I don't want to make my deck too clunky. Could also consider Blot Out. I mean, now I don't have an answer to this Nissa. Blot Out. Blot Out is so inefficient. The Drowner seems kind of poor because it doesn't really attack well against Drannith Elite. Like Stalwart and Llanowar Elves. My plan is to just have kill spells and then a couple flyers and Curiosity plus Sheoldred. That hopefully can win me a game here on the play. But I think this is an uphill battle, honestly. Not a greatest hand, but I don't think I can mulligan this. If they have a Llanowar Elf here, I'm probably in trouble. Llanowar Elf is a great card, don't get me wrong. Like the Elf deck is probably a decent game 1 deck, but like the problem about these tribal decks, I think, is going to be the red matchup. Because the tribal decks won't have any interaction, or very, very few. And that will mean one removal spell now. To finish my thought, that will mean that the prowess deck with like Monstrous Rage, Double Strike, a couple of shocks towards the towers they have out of the sideboard is gonna absolutely decimate anybody who's trying to play creatures and playing to the board. Like you have cheap red removal and then like a powerful double striking prowess shenanigans. The mono red deck is the same. There's like 4 shocks, 4 lightning strike, Witch's Frenzy. I feel like that's gonna be a really difficult matchup for like any tribal deck. And then we haven't even talked about like temporary lockdown on Day of Judgment or whatnot. That's now legal. Okay, so do I kill this elf? Or do I keep my Anoint for later? I think I kill the elf. I think I have to kill the elf, unfortunately. Because like my next turn I want to maybe then put Kaito into play. But they will have such a big board position probably. Also, this is a reason to kill the elf because the Twins Elite is just a 2/2 at that point. Yeah. Choose a color. Add an amount of mana that color equals the number of creatures you control of the chosen type. Okay. Interesting. Sandstone Sanctuary. Do wonder if I should block that. Seems kind of crazy to do so, but you know, that thing might turn into a bigger creature and so on and so on. The opponent has kind of mana issues here. They can't even deploy. What are they going to do here? Just kind of want to trade resources, I feel like. I think it's fine with my hand to just block here. I'm just going to play a Sheoldred and then hopefully run it home with that one. It looks like, I mean, they're missing turn 3 here. They clearly have mana issues. Maybe they're sitting on a bunch of Elvish Archdruids. Yeah. Now the question is, what do I do? Kaito minus? Kaito... They can kill... I think I just Kaito minus. If they want to use the entire turn to Sanctuary there and kill my Kaito, that's fine. I don't want them to like put elves into play and then have a bunch of mana with the Archdruid. Sheoldred dealing them 6 every turn is gonna close out this game very quickly. Also the Restless Reef is nice. Oh, that's a good one here. That's a good one. Pretty good card for this archetype. The Elves deck, play multiple of the Legendary Land. Playing multiple of Legendary Lands, yeah, a little risky. Pelukronos, wow. Didn't expect that. Huh. I guess that's a payoff to pump mana into. Go for the throat. There's nowhere to be seen, unfortunately. If I tap this, attack all, they're just gonna double block my Sheoldred. Then I play another Sheoldred, I guess. But they're like 2 creatures stunned, the Archdruid I'm tapping next turn. I don't have a Kaito left. Not good, not good. What else can I do? I don't really have good attacks. This is not looking great. Could attack the Restless Reef. See what they do. Stay back with the Sheoldred. Maybe activate my ninja. Yeah. I mean, as I said, this is probably one of the worst matchups I have. What happens if I activate Restless Reef? They're just gonna block with these 2, maybe. Okay. Do I surveil there? I think I might surveil because I really want to find a go for the throat type thing. Okay, I mean, Anoint is certainly staying. Floodpits. To stun a thing over the course of 2 turns. Maybe good enough, honestly. Maybe better than a random card. Maybe I needed to plus there because they can just now kill my Kaito. 4/4. Yeah. I guess I'll plus the Kaito attack both on Nissa. Yeah, maybe I needed to plus Kaito there. Maybe that was a mistake. Maybe I was too desperate. I mean, yeah, because like if I would have plussed Kaito there, I could have stunned and still attack, which would have been pretty awesome. No, I'm using my mana in such an ineffective way because I'm probably gonna kill the Archdruid here in combat. We'll see. I guess if they do this and double block the Sheoldred with the big 2, can't even kill the Archdruid, I guess. Oh, I guess yeah, no, this is actually fine, isn't it? Yeah, I just have a second Sheoldred in my hand. Of course, this is totally fine, actually. They're down to 6. And I guess I'll just... I mean, I could also kill the 5/5. Probably better to kill the 5/5 at this point. What did I miss? Why they're so low on life? Right, because they paid 4 life for this Nissa. Yup. Costly. So far, this Nissa has been really costly for them. Okay. Not drawing. They're just dead, right? 4 attackers there on 4. Yeah. Alright, Sheoldred, pretty good there. Playing against the deck with no removal, I guess. Turns out Sheoldred is good. Pelukranos. Maybe Blot Out is just fine, just to have some removal. Kaito seems pretty medium here. Maybe this Kaito is even better? Not sure. It's just this one has a little bit low loyalty. There's Jump Blocker on the ground. The Curiosity seems quite good here. Maybe just trim one more and go for this one. Maybe I should just play Floodpits. It's quite nice against Archdruid, I guess. Eh. And in the end, the Floodpits is an inefficient removal spell, if you want it to be, which could come in clutch down the line. Why is my frame on the camera so much smaller today? Okay, maybe like this. Okay, yeah. This works. That one's gonna die. Ba-ba. How do you guys feel about Burst Lightning? Just in the core set for the next 5 years. Shark has finally been relegated into nothingness. Like Shark is just... You had a good run in Standard for the last 15 years, but now you are... We don't want you anymore. I'm just gonna kill this perfect before they start making tokens. Four mana pass. Just Nissa's in hand. Kept a shaky hand with like lots of lands and these two. And then Nissa. Drew a Loam Speaker now. Okay. Maybe they kept like a weird 5-lander with these two. I don't know what's happening, honestly. This guy, don't think I need to kill right now. Well, okay. Oh, wow. Okay. It's a pretty good Genesis wave. Damn. I guess I have lethal theoretically here though, because I can tap the Gwyn and twin in and deal 4 in the air. That's nice. Alright. Deal 4 in the air and then 2 in the draw step, so that's why they conceded there. Okay, well. That went surprisingly well, but yeah, I mean their draw in game 3 was really bad. They skipped turn 3 and 4, so they skipped turn 4 and then played a 1/3 on turn 5. And skipped turn 2 as well. So if you're playing Elves, you obviously have to use up all your early game mana. Play first. What's up with the 1-landers? Okay. I guess I'll take it. I don't love it though. Island Sleight of Hand. I assume we're gonna see a lot of brews right now. Like everybody's just drawing new cards. Not a land. Brutal. No, it's just Oculus. Oculus has the Kiora, which, oh, come on. Brutal. Mulligan to 6 and then just have a heinous draw. Yeah. Well, whatever. It is part of this game. It's like complaining about the weather. Just move. Move to a warmer country. In this case, don't play the game if you're not okay with the variance it brings. Well, my main deck is also pretty weak to Oculus. You know, it's like whenever you do stuff like this, what I'm doing right now, where I'm like trying new cards, I don't have to shave the Anoints from the main deck to make space. Yeah, Floodpits Drowner is really not Anoint with Affliction. Like I tried Floodpits Drowner for the Pro Tour in Dimir midrange, but the problem was just that there's too many creatures you really have to kill. And sure, Floodpits does kill creatures for 4 mana total, 2 and 2, but it's just too slow. It's just too slow. It's too expensive. It's too clunky. It's too bad. With Kaito, the Floodpits is great, theoretically, if everything comes together, right? But yeah, I mean, now I'm getting paired into like Oculus and without any Anoints in the main deck, and I'm probably gonna have a tough matchup here. Also on a 6 with such a bad hand. It's not gonna make it any easier. Alright. Let's not. They could play this out for a couple more turns, but 7 lands, a little too much. 7 lands and 2 spells. It's a little too much. Need a little bit more of a balance. Maybe like 4 lands, 5 spells. How about that? Not 7 and 2. Yeah. Okay. Spell Stutter. I also trimmed the Ghost Vacuum. Just had to make space for other things, as you do when you try out new cards. I haven't specifically tested this card against Oculus. It seems fine against the Hardy Gen. It seems obviously bad against the other guy, the Oculus. I think Sheoldred is fine. Kaito is kind of bad. Small Kaito might be okay. Tidebinder is okay. Faebloom Trick, like, I just don't like anything I have going on here. Like, looking at my deck list, I'm just like, oh, give me back Dimir midrange. This looks heinous. The problem is that all these small flyers, they get trumped by Oculus and also by the stupid 1/3 Prankster, which makes Prankster so OP in this specific matchup. Could play Tidebinder. Could play Negate to counter Prankster. It's probably better than Drown, honestly. Like, all these 1-drops seem kind of bad at play. I think I'll play For Curiosity. I don't like... This was already a tough matchup for Oculus. Yeah, sorry, for Dimir midrange, and like I made my deck way worse now. So I'm probably not gonna have a good time. But hey, we'll continue quickly. And I mean, this is not the greatest hand ever, but I'm not gonna mulligan. If we get smashed quickly, that means more gameplay against other decks, so that's fine by me. I just have this overly competitive side on me that I'm like, I can't even help myself. I'm always sort of analyzing which cards are good in which matchups, which situations. And because I'm pretty fast at doing that, I'm also like really good at realizing like when that's not the case. I'm doing a sweet play, but that's really bad against my counterspell heavy hand of going turn 1 discard Oculus. Bit of a risky line against someone with blue interaction. A little scared cracking the map and losing to another Oculus. Like, if I crack the map, they don't hit and they just go recommission, I would lose the game on the spot, so I'm not gonna crack the map. Not gonna take that gamble. Yeah, if I'd be them, I would pick up on that and just pass the turn with like a Prankster Moment of Truth. It's like, there's no way I wouldn't crack my map if I don't have a counterspell here, right? Like, I'm keeping up the 2 mana because I'm scared. My opponent can pick up on that pretty easily there. So otherwise, like, if I don't have a counterspell, I would just crack the map, obviously, because I missed the land drop. Those are little things you guys can obviously also pick up on. If they have a Prankster here, probably wise to just cast it, but depends a little bit on their hand. If they want me to counter the Prankster, then they should do it in my end step and give me the opportunity to do so. If they really want the Prankster to resolve, they should do it there. They say nice to me. Did I hit the land off the top? Yeah, I'm so lucky. Alright, if they have Prankster here, I just have to let it resolve, and I don't know, I guess... Yeah, I mean... I do have Go for the Throat, I guess. Alright, maybe I'll just counter it. Not sure if I should use Spell Stutter or Negate. I mean, probably best to use Negate. Not sure though. Wow. Alright. How do you guys feel about this enchantment frame they gave to everything now? That was kind of brutal. Just a clean 2 for 1. I assume they have counter magic. So I'm gonna use my Go for the Throat. Then use the Anoint after. Now I look a little stupid for keeping a Spell Stutter. The game is dragging out. Should have kept the Negate, I guess. Nice! He has another removal. Wow. Thanks. Yeah. Look, I have brain cells. I put Anoint into my sideboard. Crazy stuff. A mentor. This is totally unnecessary to flip this up at this point in time. Like the 2 damage, and now I have the information, so that's definitely not very, productive. Maybe I'm missing something, I don't know. But imagine I cut down this manifest and you like flip it up and play a spell. That would be very good for you, and now I can't do that mistake. Yeah. I am in the stage where we're getting below 10% to win the game. I could counter that and just hope they are completely flooded, but or like counterspell flooded. But the problem is that they missed the land drop, so it's unlikely they're flooded. Probably just have to, I don't know, Faebloom Trick my way with a Curiosity, turn 4, like if I draw untapped land next turn, just like have these free flyers going and win that game that way. Instead of like countering Moment of Truth. Yeah, things are gonna get ugly here. Maybe it's aggressive playing this trick, but I also don't want them to find counterspell and countering it. Alright. I mean, at this point, I'm like, maybe not even 1% to win this game. I could concede. They found a what? A Smite? Smite or Helping Hand? Right, so you take Helping Hand, return an Oculus. You don't have an Oculus, right? Because I exiled it. So you take Helping Hand still, and then you return what? Prankster? Okay. Fair enough. Maybe the Oculus deck is one of the stronger decks in the format. Opponent gives me a good game already. Classy. I was mulliganing in game 1, had a completely unplayable draw. In game 2, I missed a bunch of land drops. I mean, I did keep a 2-lander without black, so that was a little bit on me. The lockdown won them the game, I guess. That worked. Whoa. They have an Oculus, I guess. They maybe have another lockdown. Okay. Wow. That was surprisingly effective. But yeah, I'm still gonna lose. Alright, GG. GG. Yeah, Oculus, one of the worst matchups, and I made this a lot worse, so what do you expect? Like, this version of Dimir is a lot worse than my previous one. Play first. Okay. No 2-mana play, unfortunately. Spectral Sailor might also be a little bit redundant with the Faerie Mastermind ability. I haven't really tried Mockingbird. Maybe that one's good, but... Wow. The burn to the face. Okay. Rarely correct move, but you go for it. People. Anyways, yeah, so Mockingbird is another 1-drop you could play. That's kind of decent with Kaito. You can then like copy whatever. If you see Darkslick Shores and you have a Burst Lighting in your hand, don't ever target your opponent. Don't ever do that, okay? Is that even correct to play this? I'm not sure. Faebloom Trick here. Getting this down when they have no board is kind of nice. Puts 2 things into play. I mean, Faye also puts 2 things in. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm supposed to go for the trick there. Planeswalkers are just not that great against Gruul. I feel like what I have here in front of me is certainly it's the more fun version of Dimir. You have like small flyers and Kaito and fairies with flash, and you know, it's certainly more fun. But I'm doubtful it's more effective, you know. But yeah, I mean the main reason why I did this is to sort of learn about some of the new cards, like how good is Faebloom Trick, how good is Spectral Sailor, is the Kaito any good? Yeah. They have Monsters Rage here. Can get rid of my guy. Fair enough. Yeah, and similar to the Oculus matchup, by putting a bunch of these 1/1s into your deck, you will make this matchup also worse, because in this matchup you need a bunch of cheap removal. It's like the worst card they could have played. They don't even have to spend a card, they add to the board, and they add a bunch of damage to me as well by playing the Manifold Mouse there. I mean, there's a reason Gruul Browse is one of the best decks in the format. There is a reason that it is. It's because it plays very, very strong cards that synergize very well together. I mean, Ember Challenger, Manifold Mouse, great ones. That tap land was not what I was looking for. I needed to Curiosity there. I don't think I'm gonna Kaito here. Like, what am I gonna do with Kaito? Like, stun there? That doesn't seem great. I think I'm just gonna go for flyers. Questing Druid in the main deck. I approve that. Yep. again, there's no universe. I've played hundreds and hundreds of games of Standard. I don't need to play that one out. There's no universe I'm winning that game. Okay, I think I cut against Dimir, like against Gruul. Both these cards are really bad. Kaito is really bad. Tidebinder is fine. Cut down's good. Anoint is fine. Spell Stutter is fine. This could work. I'm a little bit low on creatures now. Maybe on the play, I'll try some sailors over Spell Stutters. The trick seems alright. Maybe I'll go one sailor and play free Spell Stutter. I do like that Spell Stutter can sort of, it can counter anything in the early game. For example, Urabra's Forge, even Questing Druid. So I don't know, the red side of Questing Druid obviously is what I'm talking about. I mean, that is a 3-for-1 after all. Questing Druid is quite strong in these red-green decks. Like, just if you play it well, if you play the card well, you usually get a 2-for-1 out of the red side. And then down the line, you also have that 2-mana 1-1 that just grows into a big threat. It's just such a sick card advantage spell for these aggressive decks. It's so good. I feel like it's really underrated. People, especially in these post-board games where the black decks have a bunch of removal spells to slow down the game, it's just a 3-for-1. So cheap, so flexible. It's really incredible. And also, not even there. Similar story against the mono white tokens deck. They have so much removal. It's also spot removal, and just having they can also slow down the game effectively. And just having these effects. I guess I shouldn't crack the map here actually, because I played the wrong land. My bad. I was talking too much. Yeah. So like Questing Druid is very good against mono white tokens because they also have a bunch of spot removal, and it's also kind of good in the mirror match, where looks like a Questing Druid to me here. If they want to burst lightning, that's fine. Yeah. Where in the mirror match you just bring in all your cheap removal, and then it's also 3-for-1 because again the games slow down. You don't necessarily want to do this on turn 2 because there's a likelihood you might miss. You might sort of like hit 2 spells. But yeah, look at this. They just hit the 2-for-1 here. A land and a creature. Don't hate my chances though. There's Snakeskin. That's a little annoying. Did they give this monstrous rage? It's 10 damage. 10 is a lot. But I feel like if I use this turn to cast removals, I'm not getting ahead. I was really hoping to not see a Snakeskin there. If they don't have a Snakeskin, I think I'm like in decent shape. But the Snakeskin was pretty annoying. It's another reason to play green. Snakeskin Veil. Like I think this like mono red aggro deck that made the top 4. They went like 7-1. Quinn to Noli at the World Championship. That deck like had a great record, put them into the top 8, and I think people like I've been playing more and more against it on the ladder since then, which makes sense, But I don't think you want to be like losing Questing Druid, losing green for Snakeskin Veil. Like, especially not having Snakeskin Veil makes it so much easier to play against you with removal spells. Like, you don't have to worry. You're not like in this interesting situation where, oh yeah, now I have to play my removal because I have to play around Snakeskin Veil because you're tapped out, and then I play it, and then you can cast Monstrous Rage because I tapped out for my removal. Against the mono red deck, you can always keep up your removal and always respond to their monster's rage, which is quite convenient. You never have to worry about the other one. All right, so I guess I'll just get in there and see what happens. If they want to chump block, that's fine. Oh wow, they do. Okay. Yeah, I don't think that's a very smart move, honestly. Losing a questing druid in a situation with 5 cards in hand is like, I don't know. In any case, I will certainly use a go for the throat here. Play my island. Play Spyglass. Alright, looks like we're taking this one down. Be very surprised if I lose from this position. I have a backup curiosity, so even if they have like a obliterating bolt, it's fine. Yeah. I mean, if they have like Monster's Rage and Snakeskin Veil here, things could get dicey. Okay, no more Snakeskin. Nice. Okay. The power of Enduring Curiosity. And cheap removal. I mean, this was very important at this game. So they have the ward. But I guess the ward doesn't 7 damage. They have to have the creature has to have a counter first before the ward comes into effect. So I can leave up go for the throat. A trampling 1/1 flyer. Powerful synergy. Trample on a 1/1 flyer. Okay. I have lethal if I have a spell on top. Yeah. No. No changes. On the draw is tougher. They didn't have a 1-drop, which was very helpful for me. Put mulligans. Yeah. This hand's fine. This hand is fine. Just about fine. All right. Yeah, I'm happy to draw a play there. Another land would have been slightly infuriating. Alright, we know they have 3 spells in hand. Ooh. Interesting. Okay. Go to 9 here. Yeah, I guess. How about more lands? Lands are always nice. Questing Druid? Innkeeper's Talent. What is this? If I don't block... If they have Might of the Meek, they only get 1 pump, so they can't have Might of the Meek, so... They could have Shock or Monster's Rage. Both of them kill me. So I don't block. Yeah. So they're left with a Swift Spear and an Innkeepers. And I am on 4. Yeah, not the worst position. Cut down would be my best draw. Okay. We're doing it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. They are on 0 cards. Now they have to draw creatures, otherwise it's done. Could draw Obliterating Bolts. Okay. That's a good one. That's a pretty good one. I guess I'm just gonna pass. And then try to tap it in the upkeep. And try to go for the kill. This plays around Snakeskin Veil doing it in the upkeep. So now again they need a creature because I have Restless Reef here and 13 damage. Good game. Whoop whoop. Alright. Faebloom Trick, huh? Getting it done in the end. Card seems alright. You do just need a lot of removal against these red decks. So that's sort of the issue. We haven't really seen Floodpits Drowner in action. Let's play another match. Let's see that one in action. On the play, we love that. Ooh, okay. A little 3-drop, 4-drop heavy maybe, but otherwise. Maybe you have to lower the curve a little bit. Like 4 Curiosities, 3 Kaitos. Not another red deck. Not with this hand. My hand is not well equipped. I could stay back there with the Siren actually. It's probably better. So if they play a 2-2, then I can just block. Oh, it's Boros. Boros. Wondering if I should Kaito here? Kaito and stun the hero? I'm a little surprised I didn't play anything on turn 2. If I go this Kaito, make a 2-1, goes up to 2 loyalty. Alright, fair enough. Like with 2 Curiosities in play, I don't really want to return my 1-1. I could also loot, try to find removal. Putting a body into play seems fine. If they want to attack my Kaito, that's fine. What's going on here? Shock? Lightning Helix. Okay. Kill off my token. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright. Ah, 4 mana and I just have nothing. So unlucky. Lightning Helix number 2. Monster's Rage doesn't do it. Some indestructible spell. Double strike. No trample at least. Boros Charm, okay. Could play Drannith Ruins and make a 4/3 Mastermind. Nah, can't do that. Can't do that. Boros Charm, Lightning Helix. I see what you're doing there. 2 cards in hand. Oh, you got nothing? Okay. Guess I'll eat that. Yeah, just concede. A little bit of a flood over there. Maybe another Sheltered by Ghosts. I don't know. Enough to make them concede. Okay, we're playing against another red deck. We're trimming all the bad cards. We're adding all the good cards, all the black. Tidebinder's probably alright. And then add... I guess Blot Out is not the worst against specifically Sheltered by Ghosts. Alright, there we go. Blue-black control. These red decks, just the 4-drops. The 4-drops are so effective at just winning against the red decks as great kill conditions, Curiosity and Sheoldred. So you really just need a bunch of removal to buy yourself time to drop down the force. This hand is just not good enough. Double tap land, no black card, no black removal, I mean. Here's the Drowner, finally, making an appearance. I'm just gonna shock. I guess what I can try out, I can try out like a burn deck because they've added a bunch of burn. Like we have Boros Charm and like the new Lava Spike, and then there's also Ball Lightning, and there's Gitu Lava Runner, and also Viashino Pyromancer. They added like 60 new cards or so for like a burn deck. And here you see what I'm saying about the Floodpits Drowner. It's just not that good against like specifically stuff like Emberheart, you know? Like should I keep up Tidebinder? I don't think so. Give me a black removal. Nope. No black removal for Anna. Opponent's color screwed, potentially. They might have a white hexproof spell. If they find like the white and they have that in hand, I'm going to take a bazillion damage. So I think I just do it now to play around that. It's a little bit of a corner case. I don't know their deck list, but I mean, it's, I don't know, they could have that. Get lost. For Sheoldred, alright. They have the white mana. I'm going to kill my boy. My poor boy. Happy I get to use my Spell Stutter. I was like, oof, this looks kind of rough. Restless Reef. Why are they always tapping the mountain away? I don't understand. I guess I'll just make a 5/4 Tidebinder here. Oh, I'm stupid. This would cost me 6 mana. Oops. Alright, that was on me. I should have played Restless Reef there. That's unfortunate. And I should have cracked the map first. Alright, that's... Where are my payoffs? Where are my 4-drops? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, turns out drawing 0 black cards in a matchup where the black removal is the most important thing. It's not a good idea. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Tidebinder looked pretty embarrassing there. Might not be that great in this matchup if they don't have like Manifold Mouse. But they do have Forge, so I'm not gonna cut it. So like my alternatives aren't great either, like adding Faerie Mastermind and Spectral Sailor. Just don't have time to activate those abilities. They're just terrible in the matchup. They're really bad. I mean, at least they used the Get Lost on my Floodpits. If I wouldn't have flooded out completely, it was a favorable trade for me. I stunned their creature for 2 turns and they had to kill it. So that was pretty good actually. This hand looks good. Guess I'm gonna Floodpits to Swifty. Not even sure. Should a shock? Okay. I'm gonna say shock. Like shock is just way like burst lightning. I mean, way too long. I'm gonna say shock forever. Don't be mad. I'm not gonna say burst lightning. Like I don't have the time for that. Sorry, guys. Friend Portal, yeah, one of the shittiest lands, but I agree. Like if you played Boros, it's kind of necessary. Got rewarded for tapping a Swifty. Just big brain moves. Would have gotten 2 damage there otherwise. Also, it would have gotten 2 damage because of the burst lightning, so I prevented 3 total damage by tapping the Swift Spear. Such a genius. Get in there, Tidy. And this time I have a good draw, so I'm gonna play a Curiosity turn 4. Draw card. Ooh, Faebloom Trick. Let's go. Helix, my tidy boy. Yeah, at this point I might be able to raise this Forge. I'm not blocking. They're gonna rage. This is how much? It's a lot of damage. 9. Empty-handed, but a bivouac, not too bad. Let's attack. Love to draw a land here. Alright, pass the turn. If they activate the Bivouac, I'm probably just going to kill Heartfire Hero and Bivouac. I go down to 7. And then I play Sheoldred. And go up to 9. Oh, they want to chump block, okay. Wow. Okay, fair enough. Then I guess I won't play Sheoldred. I still could. I'm at 8. It is a 2-turn. Alright, fair enough. Five damage with one card. Boros Charm deals 4. Oh, you drew a removal for Sheoldred? Oh, you have lightning healings, okay. Victory! Okay, okay. 2 and 1 here against Boros and Gruul. Siding out most of the new cards, but leaving the Faebloom Trick. I mean, Faebloom Trick looked kind of decent with Curiosity. Of course, it's a little weak as a card on its own, but that's true with most of these cards. This is certainly a like way more synergistic deck that perhaps has more powerful curve outs with Trick into Curiosity. Just draw so many more cards than the normal Dimir list. But the cards individually are not as great. Like Spectral Sailor isn't quite as good as Spyglass Siren, I think. Like the map token just is really nice. And Faebloom Trick is not that good in a normal game. It just puts 2 power into play, 2 toughness. Really needs the other cards to work. Floodpits similarly is not that great without Kaito. But can be very powerful with Kaito. So yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of sort of reliability, consistency. Personally speaking, when it comes down to my playstyle, I don't love sort of a more synergistic, sacrificing power and consistency for more synergy. Don't necessarily love that. And so yeah, maybe there's a different shell for this stuff. Maybe it's not blue-black, maybe it's blue-white, maybe it's mono-blue. I don't know. I mean, this spell seems very interesting. There's also you could go really heavy on the fairy theme. You do have the uncommon blue-black fairy that whenever a fairy enters play, shoots the opponent, like opponent loses a life. So like that's a nice curve out, I guess. Maybe there's more you can do. But as I said at the beginning of this video, it's just difficult to go really synergistic right now, like really into these tribal synergies, for example, with elves and cats and fairies and whatnot. Because if you do that, that means you have less black removal. Less black removal means you lose to Manifold Mouse and Friends. So you put into this squeeze. You put into this squeeze where you're kind of forced into playing a deck that has a bunch of removal spells. And if you play a bunch of removal spells, it doesn't really make sense to play like synergies because, you know, you're going to draw your synergistic pieces, you're going to draw a removal spell together. That's going to be an incoherent strategy. Yeah. All right. I hope you could learn something from that little outro by me. And as always, thank you for watching. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't yet. Would appreciate that. And I see you next time. Take care, guys.